just heard it, and that means it's time for football at Lumen Field. Today, we've got a Week 13 matchup for you here between the Chicago Bears and the Seattle Seahawks. The calendar has turned to December, and we're in the home stretch now as we're underway in Week 13. Taking it about the 1.
The Seahawks take over first down at their own 13-yard line.
Ready, set.
And he finds enough of an opening to get this one back up to his 20. He'll pick up 7 there on the first down keeper. This defense for the Bears, they were terrific a week ago in that win over Detroit.
And the way they did it was by getting after the quarterback. Sacked him 7 times in that game. Came from all angles, created a lot of illusions, and especially just beat them man for man. That's the kind of defense that really frustrates an opponent.
Working with a 2nd and 3. They'll run. It's Kenneth Walker. 4 yards the pickup, first down. The Seahawks at 5-7 now on the year. And they come in losers of 2 straight, so trying to turn things around here.
And you just mentioned 2 straight, and when you're talking about 2 games, that's nothing to panic about. They feel like they've been a little bit unlucky in the last couple. This is a club that's more than capable of turning things around, and I expect them to play really well here.
Back to Walker on first down. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. Decided to hand it off that time on the run-pass option.
Appeared to be an easy decision. Just gave it inside. Nice steady gain.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5.
Back to 60, back to 60.
Here's Huntley. Out to the right, he gets it to Lockett. And he goes out right around the 39. They picked up 5 yards last time. Now they double it and get 10 here.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
Two yards the gain on the keeper, and it's 2nd down.
Anytime you decide to use your quarterback as a runner, most of the time when you design a play, you're expected to break a little bit bigger than this one, because when you run him on short gains, your risk reward and him taking hits, I'm not sure that's the payoff they were looking for.
70 range, 70 range, back to 60.
Huntley to throw. Pressure, and he's taken down. A Bear sack. The former 3rd-round pick, Justin Jones, bringing the lumber that time. You know, last week it was unbelievable how many times they were in the backfield. They had 7 sacks. Whatever they had for pregame meal last week, maybe they had it again.
I think they're going to continue to repeat it if they keep this up. But remember, we were at their facility, and we walked past the defensive meeting room, and what did it say over the door? Rush the passer. It's a philosophy. It's a statement. That's who they want to be, and they've been very successful with it.
Yeah, opening drive sack. And he is going to have a Seahawks first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
But I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people. But you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
It's caught. Lockett. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll they'll leave him with a second and just a few inches left. And he's already got 2 catches on the opening drive. They know he's going to be a handful.
And sometimes you game plan for that offensively. You want to make sure that guy touches the ball. And sometimes it just happens naturally. And then you change your game plan. When he has the hot hand, you keep going back to him because he's running routes with confidence as the game goes on.
And maybe a little over pursuit there as he's able to take this down to the 25-yard line. 14 yards that time and a first down on the keeper.
How about that there? No frills, no additives, right? Nothing crazy. Just find a way to pick up the first down. A nice run right there.
Let's go. Mustang 19.
To throw, Huntley. This is the tight end Fant, and he'll be taken down at about the 22-yard line. But yet another completion here on this opening drive, and he's now perfect 4 of 4 to start. Pretty solid execution here.
And how about how everyone's handled their nerves? Because you know what it's like to start a ball game. You're so amped up and ready to go, and sometimes the execution isn't there. They've been flawless so far. Well drilled, well prepared, and excited to start this game.
10 yards and a Seattle first down. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script, you go through your play calling, you go through all the stuff and establish things, and it looks like it's going like clockwork right now.
And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked up by Jalen Johnson. And the Bears are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. Well, it's no secret he's had trouble this year with interceptions, and this is a bad start for him. First drive, throwing another pick.
No matter who's broadcasting his game, that's how the conversation begins. Throwing too many interceptions. Can he take care of the football? If I were his backup, I'd be edging towards the coaches and saying, hey, how about giving me an opportunity?
And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain considering the blitz that they just had against them.
Now 2nd and 7 from the 23. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down.
Well, Brandon, we could see that play developing. They were hoping that he was going to be able to put a move on the first guy and turn it into a big play. But no such luck. The speed on defense continues to get better and better in the NFL. Pretty nice example there of those guys being able to run from their assignments and finish off that play.
Throwing on 3rd down, Fields. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
That was their first 3rd down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key 3rd down throws.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. We're scoreless after 1. Second quarter now from Seattle, and it is the Seahawks with the football here as they get set to start their drive with a 1st and 10. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. Remember last time out they threw the interception on their first drive. Good news, their defense backed them up, so it's still 0-0 here as they begin their second possession.
Yeah, and one great way to judge a defense, how do they handle what we call sudden change? When all of a sudden, you know, it goes against their offense and they have to run out in the field and try and put out the fire. Give this one great kudos for getting out there and not letting that interception lead to points. Excellent job by them defensively.
So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Now this This time he'll look to throw. Steps away to his left. And time finally runs out. He can't get rid of the football, and he's taken down. Brought down by multiple defenders, and it's a loss of 12.
Okay, I'm not sure you could actually draw up a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Eventually dropped for a huge loss.
Under pressure, and they got to him again. They'll wind up losing 10 on the sack, and it'll lead to a 3rd and long. Well, last game he had 2 sacks. Got another one here, picked up right where he left off.
Brandon, he spent the entire offseason working on new moves, new techniques, trying to add to his arsenal of pass rush moves. Certainly paying dividends in what we've seen so far.
On 3rd down, here's Walker. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. It's a gain of 11, but they're still well short. It's 4th down. So out now is the Seattle field goal team. He's going to need a little mustard on this one. It'll be a 51-yard attempt. And his kick is right there. It's good. And the Seahawks grab a 3-0 lead. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal, you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. This one a little slow to get cooking. Just a 3-0 scoreline as they begin with a 1st and 10. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. A quick 1st down pickup. Good start after going 3 and out on their opening drive. They'll fake the handoff. Now Fields. This one swung out to Montgomery. And he goes out right around the 39. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And it'll bring up a 2nd and short.
And a nice gain and a broken tackle along the way. And really, we shouldn't be surprised, should we? That's what runners do, especially the best ones. They break tackles and gain extra yardage.
Off-play action, Fields. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Multiple players combined for their team's 1st sack of the game. Well, the number 1 mission of any offensive line, you got to protect that quarterback, keep him safe back there. This time, the rush got to him in a hurry.
Yeah, that's when you turn to your lineman and say, oh, guys, can I get a little help here? And you have to ask politely because, remember, they're blocking for you the entire game. But as a quarterback, you've also got to have the clock running in your head when you need to get rid of the football. But this time, he had no chance. They were on him instantly.
As we check the next-gen stat, he rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Jamal Adams.
Well, it's 3rd down. You're in a tight game in the loudest stadium in the NFL, and it's enough to rattle even the most seasoned of quarterbacks. And here, it looks like he's not quite on the same page as his receiver. This will wind up a turnover.
They had to settle for 3 last drive, hoping this second go-around ends in 6. In good position, 1st and 10. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Kenneth Walker hitting double digits with his 10th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Seahawks are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. So it's a pretty good season he's putting together running the football. That now 10 rushing touchdowns on the year.
And we know this is a passing league, and those numbers throwing the football, they seem to go up and up every year. But there's still something to having a reliable back you can count on in the red zone to bring things home for you. And that's what he's been doing all season long.
The Bears take over 1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And we'll see if they can bounce back from that last drive, in particular if they can bounce back at the quarterback position, Charles, after throwing their first interception of the ballgame.
Yeah, and some guys, they're going to want to try and get a big play right away and take control back. Others, they're going to want to look to hit a couple shorter passes, get a little momentum back that way.
But for the defense, that goal's not changing a bit. They want another pick.
You're exactly right about that. In fact, you've got to watch them a little bit because in coverage, they may cut down their gaps a little bit, maybe their splits a little bit in order to try and get to the ball even faster.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Fields. And that one too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete.
And he's only hit on 2 of his first 6 passes. Time for a quick quarterback regroup here with a big 3rd down coming up.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. A shotgun snap, Fields. This one incomplete. Almost picked up by the rookie, but he couldn't quite look it in. And now it's 4th down. 4th down, so they send out Trenton Gill. 44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. That's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And they come in losers of 2 straight. And remember, they've got the open date on their calendar next weekend, but you think it's vitally important, Charles, that they focus on the task at hand here?
Absolutely, because these players, they know what's coming up, and the difference between taking time off following a win versus doing so on a 3-game losing streak, that's absolutely huge because they may come back if they lose this game to a facility, and there may be new faces in there and some teammates lost.
18
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Huntley, and that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. He's going to keep this again. And he is stopped just short on 3rd down. Got 9 yards, but needed 10. 9 yards that time on the keeper. Brings up 4th down. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. On 4th down, here's Brian Anger now to kick this one away. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. Yeah, call it 38 yards on the punt, no return, and the Bears take over. A 2nd quarter score, meanwhile, down in Arizona. And we're seeing an extension of the lead by the Jags. They're up pretty big. The playoff picture starting to come into focus. We'll keep you updated on that one as we go along and the other scores from around the league. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And last drive, 3 and out. Still a goose egg on the scoreboard. How do they break that goose egg?
They've got to find a way to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers, get them some space, and try and make a 1st down and get some momentum going. It's been a struggle for them throughout the game, and that 3 and out on the last possession, that told you just how stalled they are on offense.
So who will step up here? We'll see. Forced out to his left. And he wisely will throw that one away.
Well, this is a half where not just the coverage, but the entire defense is setting the tone in this game.
3rd and inches, and they've got some extra beef up front. 3 tight ends. They'll run it. Here's Montgomery. And he's going to have a 1st down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. First and 10 here. And, you know, if they could just get 3 out of this, something about whittling it to a one-score game at half that might provide a psychological boost. To about the 48-yard line.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. He wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. Fields going to get that outline to Mooney. He's got room at the 30. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another first and 10. To throw is Fields. Throw left side complete. That's Montgomery. Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here.
Downfield first before you come back and make a nice safe throw, and in this case that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
To throw again on second down, Fields, and that is caught. Touchdown Bears. A great effort there with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Bears are on the board here in the final minute of the first half. The way this one was going, you just got the sense they needed something before half. They've at least got something on the board now. Still trailing, but a good sign.
That takes me back to our preseason tour of NFL camps. You remember we talked with that one coach who said his emphasis this year was scoring in the last 2 minutes of a half, heading into the locker room. This hits it right there. Take that momentum, take that good feeling, and take the locker room, regroup, and start over. They got it here.
They did indeed. A lot of football, full half to be played. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And with a 2-point lead in hand, they may not do anything too aggressive here. Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Jalen Johnson. And the Bears are going to take possession of the football.
Certainly feels like the classic second guess, but let's be honest about it. They had a chance going to halftime with the lead. Why did they take a chance with a throw there? I don't understand that.
Well, that's what I'm wondering. And now this defense has to try to protect that lead going into the locker room. Now Fields. And this one is incomplete.
This defense is going to have to finish the job. There's still a second half that they have to play. But so far, an absolute total effort. They've disrupted the passing game, stressed the pocket for the quarterback. They forced him into errant throws. Everything they're doing has been executed well.
On second and 10, Fields. Got his man, and it's caught for a Chicago touchdown. A great play there as the first half is winding down. And the Bears have taken the lead here in the final stages of this first half. CD for them, this has just been an offensive explosion here in the second quarter.
Yeah, it held scoreless in the first quarter. Now they find the end zone again here in the second. Sometimes you just have to have some patience. A lot of people think it's always an adjustment. You have to change what you're doing. Sometimes you just have to do your game plan just a little bit better. And I think that's part of what we're seeing here.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he'll get it up across the 20. Line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
So we've come to halftime in a 5-point game. As we send you cross-country to Orlando, Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports halftime report. We welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. Set to resume. Here we go with the second half. The Bears holding the lead and ready to receive the kick. This one taken just inside the 10. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Jamal Adams. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. So this whole game gets flipped on its ear right there. The interception, return for a touchdown, and this lead changes hands here in the third quarter.
And it certainly felt like this defense had a read on what was going on the offensive side of the ball and said, let's cut down our coverage a little bit. Let's be in a position to make a play on the ball. And, boy, that sure turned out well for them.
Now, here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete. And in the third quarter here, they were trying to push that to a 3-point game, but instead it will stay at 1.
And I'm a big proponent of not chasing points or going for two too early. But in this case, I understand why. You know, if you kick an extra point, you're just up 2. Right? So a field goal still puts the other team ahead. So you go for 2 here and protect the field goal lead. They didn't get it done well.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick 6, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick 6 and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Back to throw. Fields. And that one off the mark behind him, incomplete.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable. And that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
A play fake, now Fields to throw. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. He's been big. 2 touchdowns earlier. Now he's got a first down here. Fields. Caught by Montgomery. And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43. Looked like a pretty good, safe play right there. No, he's had trouble with the interceptions in this game there. It's his guy out in the flat.
Man, so many times we hear quarterbacks and offensive coordinators talk about in your progressions, you're either throwing the touchdown or you're throwing the check down. But earlier in the game, it was touchdown or interception. Now he got to the check down, a nice safe throw, and a good one.
He'll get that complete to Khalil Herbert. And they'll get this down to the 10.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
Being chased, and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Flying in to pick up that sack, Jordan Brooks.
And on 1st and goal, they decided to throw for it, but the coverage was excellent. And he kept holding the ball, hoping someone would shake free. Instead, he's hit and drop. And now, they're not even in the red zone anymore.
To the sideline, and that is a heck of a catch as he was able to get both feet in. A big gain there after going backwards, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
And that was yardage that they needed there after the sack on 1st down. They didn't get all of it back. But now they look at 3rd down as a manageable situation, one that they have a much better chance of picking up.
This red zone is where the Seahawk crowd really makes it tough for an offense to communicate. It's 3rd down. And that is caught. Touchdown, Bears. David Montgomery, a 5-yard touchdown. And the Bears have taken the lead here in this 3rd quarter. Well, that's just how they drew it up, CD. His first read was there, got it to him quickly, and into the end zone.
Absolutely excellent execution by all involved. And the coordinator, got to give him credit, found the perfect play call. Quarterback let it fly as soon as the target came free, and his guy made a nice catch. Just how you draw it up in practice and then execute it in the game.
And he will find the end zone here, and the lead moves up to 7. Now, after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. Fields it right around the goal line. And some good special teams coverage as they bring him down just outside of the 15. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. On 1st and 10, Huntley. He completes this to Walker. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 11, he goes down. So it goes as a completed pass, but they lose a full 5 yards.
When you lose that kind of yardage on a pass play, you often expect it to be a sack. But that wasn't the case there. They completed the pass. Probably would have been better off just dropping the football and making an incompletion as opposed to catching it and losing that kind of yardage.
Still 15 yards to go, 2nd down. Back to throw. Huntley. Good yardage there on the scramble, and all of a sudden they're left with a 3rd and 2, much more manageable.
Partner was a definite passing down, but he was able to leak out and pick up some good yardage, even though the coverage was excellent. Maybe it's not exactly how they drew it up, but he still got a big chunk of yardage on 2nd down.
On 3rd and 2, Huntley going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And that's caught inside the 35. And they're going to move it down to inside the 25. Quite a show of arm strength right there. That was in the air for a long time, and it was on target, too. On 1st down, Huntley. And a dangerous throw there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating a defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
Eluding, and he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. He couldn't get away. He'll wind up losing a dozen yards, a 12-yard loss, and it brings up 3rd.
Come on. Hey.
And now maybe they want some extra time to talk about this 3rd and long play as we'll get a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter.
Let's go. Mustang 19. Buffalo 18.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Oh, this will be incomplete. The rush gets home just as he was letting that go. That could have been worse. Instead, it's 4th down.
How about this defense? They came up with a couple of big plays in this sequence, and none better than the one right there, forcing the incompletion and bringing up 4th down.
So out now is the Seattle field goal team. From the right hash, this from 53. And his kick is indeed good, and that'll bring him back within 4.
Well, a close game like this, obviously you want the touchdown, but certainly they will take the 3.
And they'll be okay with that, but let's throw a little credit to the defense as well. And I'm just glad this doesn't come down to a debate, right? Which side won, partner? Because the defense, hey, we didn't give up the touchdown. The offense, hey, we put 3 on the board. Either way you look at it, I think both sides gained something out of that drive.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense.
And as the offense begins another drive here, pretty simple, Charles. They want to carbon copy what happened the last time out when they ended their drive in the end zone.
You're right about that, partner. Sounds pretty simple, doesn't it? Just score again, but we know it's not that simple because we don't just make adjustments at halftime if you're a good football team. You spend that time on the sideline, you study what's on the notes and the tablets, and you make those adjustments, prevent a repeat of the last drive. Series to series, the best teams, that's how they get it done.
And we'll find out here soon enough whether those adjustments are enough defensively.
And we've got movement. I think this is against the Bears here. Let's find out. Not a great start to this drive. You had the sack, now the false start.
I mean, it doesn't take much to either read lips or just imagine what the head coach is saying right now. Get your head in the game, guys. Let's go.
And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long.
Play action. It's Fields.
And he will find his man on the end route. Complete. They get 16 out of that one, but they'll still need to convert on 3rd. It'll be a nickel look here for the Seahawks on 3rd down.
Here's Fields.
And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down.
Tanner Muse gets in there to drop him for a loss of 13 yards, and it's also 4th down now. Before they can get the punt away, whistles as we've come to the end of the 3rd quarter of action. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Here comes the Bears punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And they will take over 1st and 10. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Their defense accomplished step 1 of the mission. They forced the punt. Now they'll look to erase that deficit and take a 4th quarter lead. Throwing on 1st down. Huntley. Man open downfield. It's Metcalf. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. Well, your QB's been sacked 4 times in the game already, and they're the holding call. And you know darn well the offensive line coach is frustrated and upset that he's been hit that many times already. He doesn't really care that they hold now. Just don't let him get hit anymore. They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. And he roams across the 20 to the 24-yard line. He'll pick up 7 there on the 1st down keeper.
Ready, set.
Behind the chain, 2nd and 13.
Warriors, 17. 65, 65.
And he stopped immediately there. Call it no gain on the keeper, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. Going to need a crafty play call here. 14 yards is what they need to try to convert this thing. Throwing on 3rd and long. Huntley. The escapability and evidence there is that one good for 15 and a 1st.
They're not out of it yet, but in order to come back, they need to play clean football the rest of the way. He makes the correct read there, passing on challenging a blanket coverage and getting the 1st down with his legs instead.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Walker now on 1st and 10. A gain of 3, 2nd down. Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know you're trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain. Sticking with Walker on 2nd down. 61 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
I think we can safely say that those types of plays are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
And this offense on 3rd down today, they've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. Walker hitting the ball is out.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10.
50, 50.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And he's going to be intercepted for the third time thus far. Picked off by Jordan Poyer. And the Bears are going to take over once again with a football at their own 20-yard line. Well, that's 3 picks he's now thrown in this game.
And I know this, the holiday season, because here we are in
Season
December.
of giving.
Right, it is the season of giving. Maybe for his own sake after the game, he may have to announce that he's donating certain amounts to charity for each interception that he threw.
Now a first down throw, Fields. That's complete to Mooney.
Fields complete to Darnell Mooney. 10 yards on the pickup. It's second and inches at the 30-yard line.
An ideal spot here to get a first down and try to run some more clock. And this is second and less than a yard. Up the middle, it's Montgomery. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. The tally there, -2 yards, brings up third down.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. And he's going to be a yard short. A 2-yard pickup leads to 4th and 1. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So the Bears with the football here as we welcome you back. They're looking at a 4th down now as they try to hold on to this lead for dear life. Montgomery, they'll run for it. A beautiful fake. And he's got some space here. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. That one a backbreaker as they wind up converting there on 4th. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They'll bring a receiver in motion right. They'll go to Montgomery to try to wind some clock. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a force of nature at the defensive tackle position. Yes, he's as big as they come, but still plenty agile. He's able to make a nice play there to swallow up the ball carrier.
Another running situation on the doorstep as they come up 2nd and 10. And he's down right around midfield after a gain of 2, maybe 3. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Here's play number 7 on the drive. This is 3rd and 7. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 47. Not at all what they envisioned on 3rd down, 3 yards in the wrong direction.
Well, that's the big drawback to this play. Even if somehow the quarterback pitches it, he's not immune to the big hit. In this case, he kept it and absorbed it anyway.
Here comes the Bears punter now. He's been terrific so far. And they're going to take it all the way down and just take the delay. The offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted. Here comes the Bears punter now as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. So a change of possession here on the punt. And it'll be Seahawk football as they take over deep in their own territory.
Get it.
Huntley. He's got Smith-Schuster, and he's going to have the first down. What a play to start the drive, already out past the 30. And 22 more yards there and another first down. And Charles, with that completion, I'm told that puts him now over 3,000 yards passing on the campaign.
And Brandon, I think we have to start to think about where we are in the season, because right now, 4,000 is not out of the question. I think a big game or two, he's certainly capable of getting that done.
Now Huntley.
That is caught by Smith-Schuster. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield.
And a fun, close ball game comes to an end. On that last play, Charles, they were on the wrong side of midfield. They needed something near a miracle, and they couldn't get it done.
Yeah, the effort, that was good. Very good, in fact. They were just a little too far out to get a decent look at the end zone for that last opportunity. Couldn't get it done, but a nice game overall.
So for Chicago, the win gets them back to 500 at 6-6 on the year. And they will head home next week to take on the Pittsburgh Steelers. Meanwhile, for Seattle, it's going to all but eliminate them from the playoff picture as they fall to 5-8. And they'll get the extra week to think about this one as they return to action in 2 weeks' time.